Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode from the Veg Grower Podcast. And this week I've been planting out a few plants and I thought I'd come up with my method of planting plants with chickens around. Well, as you can see, I've planted out three tomato plants here. You will probably notice they're in these black plastic pots. Well, the reason I do that is I've noticed most of the damage that I get from chickens, or with these sort of plants anyway, is where they scratch at the ground. And if there's anything obviously planted in the ground, it will uproot them. So I got several pots and I cut the bottom off to make them just basically a long tube, if you like. I've then sunken the bottom of that into the ground, and which is easier than sometimes I can push them in. In the area where these two are, I've had to dig out the ground a bit just because I'm on a clay soil when I'm putting lots of compost and manure into it, which is making it softer in places, but I've just got to build it up. And anything I do put into this soil just gets sucked straight in. We will win that battle. But anyway, yeah, the pots are just sunk in the ground, and then into that I've put, well, this year it's multi-purpose. Normally I would just use compost out the compost bins. I don't know why I'm pointing over there, they're not there at the moment. But yeah, normally out the compost bins. And then I plant into that. And then obviously the canes go in, and I've tied the tomatoes, in this case tomatoes, to them to do what they should do. Now this is not a 100% foolproof way. In fact, when I planted this one here, I didn't get the cane in first, and they pecked at it and pulled it out. The thing is, chickens will only eat what they like to eat, and they don't like to eat things like tomato leaves and stuff. So for the most part, this will work for those. Things like lettuce, herbs and stuff like that, different matter, but I'll come to that in a bit. Now the advantage with having chickens, not only eggs, but I found where they are in this vegetable patch area, I don't have to weed. They do it all for me. One, because they're scratching the ground and looking for the weeds and all that sort of thing. They're basically constantly hoeing the ground. So that is why I've been kind of keen to incorporate them into my vegetable patch here. There are going to be different methods obviously, and people say different ways. In some cases, I've not done it with tomatoes, but in some cases just putting a cage around these will stop them from pecking at them as well. Now I mentioned things like lettuce and stuff, so I'll take you over to the other area and we'll discuss that. Well, here I am in this little you saw me do the square foot gardening system that I'm implementing this year, which is actually working quite well. But it's also where I'm growing lettuces and stuff like that on the home patch. So the first thing you'll probably notice is that it's higher up, and this obviously stops the chickens from getting to get to it if they were to get out here. That's not strictly true, because they could easily jump up here if they wanted to, but when they've been out here they haven't for some reason, so that's a good bonus. This area is actually outside the vegetable patch. Now the vegetable patch does have the cages around it to try and contain them. One of the chickens, one of my two, will jump out every now and then. I don't clip their wings, something I haven't done. But if I did clip their wings, they would stay within the vegetable patch area. But no, this they don't come and get the saddle leaves or anything like that from here. It is left to my own thing. So that is another method that I have found works. And another thing, I've got other areas such as on top of a chicken coop that is higher up that I can also use for that sort of thing should I want to. But of course the thing is with that, they can still jump up. And the only other way I can think of stopping that is putting a cage over, like you would do with normal stuff down the allotment, brassicas and stuff. Yeah, and that would stop them. But yeah, that's basically the main thing I found to stop chickens eating at the or digging up my plants is those pots over there in the main vegetable patch. One other advantage with those pots though as well, particularly with things like tomatoes, watering. It's a lot easier to water into the pot itself and keep the water within there. Saves wasting water and a lot better for everyone. Okay, so that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have chickens, you find this method that I use useful for you. Please take care, and I'll see you all again next time.